So I'm going to have this very important conversation with the gentleman today. And it's all about submission. It's all about leadership. And, you know, the ladies, you all are welcome to listen into this conversation. But really, I'm talking to my gentlemen. And I want them to hear me, hear my heart, and to just reflect. Like, reflect on some of the things that I'm sharing here today, okay? So, gentlemen, you know, I hear a lot of different things in the spaces about submission and about leading, right? And, the number one thing I hear whenever I talk to men about leadership and how important it is that they provide leadership in their relationships, they provide masculine containment, the first thing they usually say is, she won't let me lead. That's the first thing you all say. She won't let me lead. I'm sorry. Are you waiting for her to let you lead? Is that how leadership works? I don't think so. Leadership is not leadership if you're waiting for someone to let you lead. No, healthy leaders lead, right? And what I tell men all the time in the space is, when they say she won't let me lead, I say, okay, well, it sounds to me like, you know, you need to find people that are open and receptive to your healthy leadership. So the goal is not to try to force her into submission. It does not work that way. You're not going to, you know, force someone into submission or make them bow down to your leadership. But here's what you are going to do, gentlemen. You are going to be competent. That's the first thing. You're going to be competent. You're going to have a level of competence or expertise in certain areas. That is going to help your ability to lead exponentially. Because the reality is this, whether you want to hear this or not, and a lot of men today don't, I would never tell a woman, I would never subscribe to the idea of blind submission. I would never tell a woman to blindly submit to a man. That makes zero sense. And let's go here. Because you are a man, because you are male, does not make you a good leader. That does not mean you are a competent leader. Just because you're male. Because right now, I hate to break it to you, we have a lot of women out here who are killing it in a lot of different spaces. They are smart, they are competent, they are educated, they have a lot of knowledge and expertise about a lot of different things, and we should not ignore that because they're female. That makes absolutely no sense at all. So if the husband is a plumber, he has a level of competence and expertise in plumbing, and the wife is a financial advisor, and she has a level of competence and expertise in financial advisement. If I am trying to figure out how to or where to put money from my business, how to invest my money, or how to grow my money, I am not going to go to her husband. I am going to go to the wife. And I'm going to ask her about her level of expertise in the area of finances. And here's the thing. Men are constantly talking about they're logical, they're rational, right? We're not built on feelings, and we're not built on emotion like women are. Okay, I agree with that. So in this example, that is the logical way to do things. That is the way that actually makes sense. It's not based on my feeling. It's not based on, ooh, I like her, or ooh, I like him. It's based on her area of expertise and her competence in that area. She knows more about that subject than her husband. Okay? Now, if I wanted to talk about putting in a new toilet, if I wanted to talk about putting in a new kitchen sink or a kitchen sink faucet or anything related to plumbing, most definitely I'm going to go to her husband and I'm going to lean on his expertise in that subject. So gentlemen, I want you to hear me and hear me well. Yes, you are going to need a level of competence in some area, in multiple areas. How about that? But you cannot expect blind submission based on your sex, based on your gender. That, in the words of a man, that don't make no sense. That's not logical. That's not factual. It's not. But you all keep saying, I'm the head and she should submit to me. And it's okay, but if you're not competent, if you don't have an area of expertise, if you're not, if you don't have some level of proven skill or competence in leading, if your decisions have primarily been bad decisions, if you're leading people off of cliffs, if you're leading people, to hell, no, I'm not going to tell a woman to submit to that. Now, I want you to keep in mind, we're talking about, prior to marriage. We're talking about women out here vetting men for husbands or for whatever. I don't even believe in the boyfriend thing, but that's what we're talking about. Once a woman is married, yes, there is a level of biblical submission that both of them have to each other. But what I help women to do, single women, is I help them to get into healthy relationships. And so I darn sure ain't saying, you just met this guy or you've been dating this guy for 3 months or 6 months, just submit. No. The first thing you need to do is vet. You need to determine if he's a good man to submit to. You need to determine if he has a level of competency in any area that would make him a worthy leader. And y'all have got to stop talking about, you're trying to rewrite the Bible and she's just supposed to submit regardless. No, even the Bible says you're not to follow your husband to hell. The Bible says you're technically supposed to follow God. So if your husband is out of the will of God, if he's out of order with what is godly, you're not to follow your husband. It says that. You're to follow God. You're to follow God's word and God's will and God's laws. You're to be obedient to God. So let's not get it twisted. If a man, a Christian man you're dating is trying to lead you to the bedroom, if you have a choice between him and God, you're supposed to choose God. And that's what we don't talk enough about. Y'all keep talking about this blind submission, and women today don't want to submit, and this and that and the third. Well, first of all, you're not my husband. That's the first thing. You ain't my husband. Second of all, I am vetting, I am observing, I am determining your level of competence in whatever area. And that will determine if it is safe. I keep telling you fellas this. A woman's number one need is safety and security. Is it safe for me to follow your leadership? Is it safe for me to submit? That's it. I don't know why you can't wrap your head around that. Why y'all want to fight about that. Safety and security is a woman's number one need. And you're not going to get all of me if you are not safe. Why do we have to keep arguing about this very basic biological need that women have? I just don't understand it. Just like men need respect. And guess what? I give a stranger a level of respect. I give a man that I don't even know a level of respect because it's a basic need that men have. Now, if that man is not respectable or he's disrespecting me, now I need to remove myself. I'm still not going to disrespect him. I'm just going to remove his access to me. And that's what I keep telling women. Stop fighting fire with fire and remove access. You are no longer accessible to men who are hell-bent on disrespecting you. Stop coming back with more disrespect. You're not winning anyone over by doing that. remove access of yourself to him. That's what you're going to do. That's it. That's it. It's very simple. But gentlemen, if you were in your logical right mind, if you were all about facts, this makes sense to you, right? Just like you going to a job and the person who's over you, the supervisor, the manager, don't know how to do the job, don't know your job, don't know how to do his job, is completely incompetent. You're not going to feel good about submitting to that person. You're not going to want to sign up to be under their leadership, because let me tell you what's going to happen. They don't know the job. They don't know their job. You're going to make a bunch of mistakes, or they're going to make a bunch of mistakes, and they're going to throw you under the bus. That's what's going to happen. Well, it's these employees, it's these people, it's not me. And what that person is failing to say is, I'm incompetent. I don't know my job. I don't know what I'm doing. But they sure enough going to throw you under the bus. So that's the same thing. If you were thinking logically, you would agree with that. That no, a woman should not blindly submit to a man she don't know, to a man she doesn't feel safe with, a man she doesn't trust. But ladies, here's your part in it. Stop choosing these men. Stop choosing these incompetent, unsafe men who cannot provide the basics. You all keep choosing these men, and you keep choosing these men based on your feelings. And then when your feelings calm down, you realize, oh my God, he don't know what he's doing. Like, he don't know what he's doing. He don't know how to plan anything. He don't know how to put anything together. He don't know how to implement a plan or none of that. He don't know what he's doing. He don't know how to manage his money. He don't know how to manage his job. He don't know how to manage his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his children. He don't know what he's doing. And now you want to buck. You want to buck and knuck against him. And now you're, I can't submit. I can't submit. But this is the man you chose. This is the man you chose. So at some point you have to take, oh Lord, we're getting into traffic again. You have to take accountability and responsibility for the man you chose. And that's what a lot of women do not want to do, but you need to. So it's not just them. It's y'all too choosing these men. I tell y'all all the time, the reason why I am not in a relationship now is because I have not, in recent months, come across a man that I admire, that I respect, that I deem is worthy of following and submitting to, and that I have also just had a measure of interest in. So yes, there has to be a romantic level of interest, there has to be a physical level of interest, there has to be an attraction. But I have met men that I felt were attractive. I have met men that I felt, oh wow, well, he's interesting. But once their character reveals that they can't lead themselves out of a paper bag, or that they're not a person of integrity, or they have low character, or I don't feel safe and secure, or I can't respect this person. See, once that's revealed, I'm like, nope, can't do it. Can't do it. So that stuff matters. That stuff matters. And you all are, a lot of men are trying to sell women this, y'all are too picky. You should just be with whoever. Let me tell you what that's going to lead to, gentlemen. So if we really took that advice and we were just with whoever, we were just with a man that y'all deem a good man, because y'all love saying that. Oh, there's all kinds of good men out here. Y'all don't want a good man and this and that and the third. When here's the truth. I'm not attracted to that good man. I don't have a physical interest in that good man. That good man and I's values don't align. Our morals don't align. I don't admire that good man. I don't respect that good man. There's something there that's like, Well, let's say we took y'all's advice. Let's say we just went out in droves and start giving all these good men a chance. This is what y'all gonna say in 5 years. Why y'all not sleeping with them? Why you stop having sex? Why y'all mouth so reckless? Why you not submitting? Why you so disrespectful? See, that's what's going to happen. Because y'all wanted us to take these good men that didn't quite meet our standard, that we don't admire, that we don't respect, that we don't trust, that we don't like, but oh, we're supposed to give them a chance. And that's what's going to happen if we do that. So I think what women are doing, not all women, but a percentage of women are doing now, is they are making a conscious choice. What do I always say? There's only two options for feminine women: being gloriously single or being with an amazing, healthy, strong, masculine man. That's it. That I like, that I admire, that I trust. Okay? That's it. Those are the only two options. You all want me to take an option in between. And again, that's not going to lead to long-term success. So I think a lot of women are just, that's where they are. Like, I'm not going to take an option in between because it wouldn't work out anyway. I wouldn't want to continue to sleep with this man because I'm not attracted to him. I'm not into him like that. I would eventually disrespect him. You know, something about him is not respectable. Something about him I can't really admire. He's not competent. He's not a good leader. That's what y'all are saying. Pick these men that have zero leadership skills. Pick these men that, you know, don't take good care of themselves, but they're good men, right? They're good men, but, you know, they're grossly overweight. Their hygiene is horrible. Pick these men, right? Pick these men. Pick these men who have poor leadership skills. Pick these men who, you know, just, like I said, it's not going to have a good outcome long term. And I think women know that, and that's why they're opting to just, you know what, I'll just stay single, I'll stay unpartnered, and I'll enjoy the life that I create. I think that's where a lot of women are. Because we know long term that's not going to work out. And I know it. I know it for myself. If I choose a man that I can't respect, I don't trust, I don't like, I don't admire, I'm not physically attracted to in some way, and that's a big gamut, right? I don't need a man to be 6'4" and, you know, 200 pounds of rock solid muscle and washboard abs and cut up arms. I don't need all that. I really don't. And a full beard and the hazel eyes and the curly hair. I don't need all that. If you look at the last 5 men I dated, they were not that at all. So I don't need all that. And look, this is the one y'all willing to die on this hill. He got to make $200,000 a year, and he got to have money. The average woman, I'm not talking about these Instagram baddies. I'm not talking about these girls, you know, on Instagram all day talking about, you know, wanting a man to make $300,000 because that's delusional. I'm talking about regular women. We don't need him to make $250,000 a year. Not at all. And like I said, I was only married once to a multimillionaire, and I'm not with him no more. So clearly that wasn't my priority. I would still be married to him if it was. So, yeah, that's a hill y'all want to die on, that it's all about money. It really is not. There are men every day, all day getting laid that don't have no money. There are men out here all day, every day that have plenty of women and don't have no money. How do you explain that? So it's not about money, but what a woman does need, and it's going to vary from woman to woman. She needs to feel a level of attraction. She needs to feel a level of admiration and respect. He needs to be a competent person. He needs to be able to lead in a competent fashion. I need to be able to trust him. I need to feel safe with him. Okay? He needs to be financially responsible. He needs to be generous. And that's not rich. That's just generous. So that's what you all are leaving out. You know, for some reason, you're not willing to open yourself up to these things that are very important to most women. Men continue to make it about money, or continue to make it about height, or continue to make it about looks. It's really not. But today's man is not competent like his grandfather or great-grandfather. He's not. He doesn't know how to use his hands. He can't think outside of the box. He's not hardworking. he is not his great grandfather. And y'all will come back and say, well, y'all are not our great grandmother. I agree with that. I don't disagree. I do not disagree. But just understand the women that are, so the women out here that are as good as our great grandmother, we're not willing to be with a man who is not as good as our great grandfather. Okay? So just understand that. I don't know why y'all really struggle with that. Y'all have a really hard time with that. I don't get it. All right? But that's what I want men to know. There must be a level of competence. There must be a level of you got your ish together. And it's not something you telling me about. It's something you showing me. Because anybody can say you're a good man. Anybody can say that. Oh, I'm a good man. I got my ish together and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Oh, okay. Okay. And then I'm just going to watch what you do. Like, you going to say that, and I'm just going to watch what you do. And if what you do don't add up to what you just said, that's it. That's all I need to know. What you said and what you doing is two totally different things. I dated a man who, I got my stuff together, I got my finances together, and I got this, and I got that, and blah-de-blah. Okay. And went on to date him and found out he was in a mountain of debt. Found out he had all this stuff he needed to pay off and all, just everything wasn't what it seemed. You peel that curtain back and you're going to see what it really is. So again, that man cannot lead me financially and he don't have his financial house in order. That's reality. And so in that particular area, I'm going to have to go to somebody else because your financial house is not in order. So be mindful of that, gentlemen. You all, they won't let us lead. It's not about that. Leaders lead. Okay? Leaders lead. We do what we do. We show and prove. That's what leaders do. So I'm considered a leader in my home. And I don't ever talk to my kids about who I am or what I do. I don't ever do that. I show it. I show and prove. My kids call on me today because they know I get ish done, right? They know I'm going to make it happen. My daughter was just telling a friend of mine that the other day. Oh, Mom's just, if I mess up this or if I need that, she's going to make it happen. So that right there is proof positive if somebody else saying that about you. That's what's real. That's called social proof, gentlemen. So you talking about this and talking about that and telling us this and that's called so what? That's called so what? Do other people say that about you? Are other people seeing you in that way? Can other people verify that that's what you want? Because if the answer is no, nope, that ain't even what you about. It's not. It's not. But I've seen too many men do that. They will talk a good game, and then when you really get to know their inner world, it's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. So that's what I want men to know. That is your responsibility. And let me say this, and then I'm done. I want to understand why every time somebody, and it can be a female content creator like myself, it can be a male content creator. Why is it every time someone says something about men or someone calls out something about men, y'all immediately go into this blaming and shaming? It's so unattractive. It's very unattractive. These are the comments I'm talking about. These are the comments I see under my post. Oh, it's all men's fault. Oh, here we go. It's always us doing something. It's always we're the problem. That's so unattractive. And I'll be honest, that's very unattractive. Men that do that is very unattractive. Whether you do it on social media, whether you do it in person, I'm going to keep it real. If I was talking to a guy and I said, yeah, sometimes guys should, do this. And, oh, so now we the problem. Now it's always us. I would stop talking to him. He would never hear from me no more. That is very unattractive. Very unattractive. Men who are men who are healthy and masculine, they are able to take accountability. And isn't that what y'all say about women? Y'all want women to take accountability. And I 100% agree. Women need to get stronger about listening to constructive criticism. They need to get stronger about being 100% responsible for their life and their choices. I agree. But here's what I don't want to see is men coming in the comments underneath my post. Oh, we're always the problem. And somehow you turn everything around. It's about us. No, that's not what this is. And stop it. Stop the victim mentality. It's unattractive. Okay? It's unattractive. You got a woman that's feminine, and that's going to be very unattractive. Okay? There are some women that, they'll hear that, and they'll keep trying to go forward with you, but it's eventually going to come out. But it's very unattractive. Be able to see your part, right? Be able to take accountability or responsibility. When men tell me, yeah, women, I had a friend of mine the other day, yeah, women don't want good men. Women keep choosing the dogs. They keep choosing the guys that, want to run through them and this and that. I was like, yep, there's definitely a percentage of women like that. I don't understand it. I think it's born out of their trauma, but yeah, 100%. No part of me is like, well, why you gotta always pick on women? No, it's the truth. When somebody is speaking the truth, and I don't care who it is, like, I gotta acknowledge it's the truth. There is truth in that statement that they're saying. I want y'all to be able to do that too. That's all. That's it. But it's very unattractive. I'm just letting y'all know that if there are any really amazing feminine women in the comments looking at that, you have completely turned them off. Yuck. No. It's very unattractive. Very unattractive. What we like to see is, okay, as they say, if it don't apply, let it fly, right? You don't even need to comment. If it's not about you, you don't even need to comment. You can let that go. You can let it fly. Or you can add something that's actually constructive to the conversation. You can critically think about what's being said. And you can ask yourself, has that ever been valid? Is there any validity to that statement? That's what we want. That's all. That's all. Or there's a third option. You can disagree without making it like you're being blamed. Like, you can still disagree without coming off like a victim. It's just so unattractive. That's it. It's very unattractive. But that's it. That's what I wanted to share, is I want to see men become competent. I want them to lead. And honestly, gentlemen, it's going to take a measure of courage. It takes courage. It takes bravery to lead. It takes true bravery to step up and lead and take responsibility for healthy leadership. I know I do. I know I do. When my back is against the wall, I lead. I've led other people. I've led my family. I said, you know what? So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. I lead. I jump into leadership mode. I want to see more men do that instead of sitting back, seeing what's going to happen, seeing what she going to do, seeing what somebody else going to do. No, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What can you do to add some value here? What are you going to do to solve this problem? That's what we need more of. But this whole, I want to play the victim online, or I feel blamed and shamed, like, that's old. Trust me, that's not getting you anywhere. That's getting you absolutely nowhere. It's not. Sorry. But that's what I wanted to share. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you could do me the biggest favor ever, and please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you'd like to tip me, that would be amazing. There is the ability to tip on YouTube. You may leave a tip or buy a sticker. I would love that. Thank you so much. That would show your support of my channel. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all, and I thank you. And have a great day. Have a great weekend. It's beautiful here. I'm headed to the Black Alumni Weekend, the cookout, and I think they're going to have a talent show or a step show, so I'm excited about that. But yes, thank you so much for joining, and as always, stay open to love.